What's up, everybody? My name's Chance, and today we're going to be diving into a Winota's Terror deck. That's right, I'm taking two of my favorite cards, Terror to the Peaks and Winota, Joiner of Forces, and, well, I'm joining their forces. So Winota, 4 mana for this 4/4. Whenever a non-human creature you control attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library, you may put a human creature card from among them onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. It gains indestructible until end of turn. Put the rest onto the bottom of your library in a random order. So essentially, the idea here, right, is to go Winota on the turn 4, Terror of the Peaks on turn 5, and then everything that you grab out with Winota procs the Terror, also gets to attack. And, you know, Terror, if your opponent's still not finished off after that, then Terror swings in and helps to proc the Winota for even more. So it's a very fun deck. We also have Embercleave to help spice up our attackers. And then down here in the bottom end, we have stuff to complement Winota and or Terror. So Selfless Savior is going to allow us to keep our Winota, our Haktos, our Terror, all that important stuff alive, while also being a non-human to help proc the Winota. We have 2 copies of Fireblade Charger. Again, it's a non-human. It's a little teeny tiny card, but it can do a lot of damage. 2 copies of Seasoned, 2 copies of Kargan for some additional humans to deck for Winota to draw out. Obviously, Seasoned is pretty good. It gains indestructible. Obviously, Kargan can come down and increase its own attack power immediately, so it can deal up to 4 damage off of the Terror proc, which is pretty nice. Scorching for some removal. Shatterskull for some removal. Skyclave for some removal. Also a non-human to help proc Winota. Bonecrusher removal. Non-human to help proc Winota. Anax, non-human, helps proc Winota. Also, really good with the Terror of the Peaks, plus all your other plays, right? We have Kargan Warleader because we do have a sufficient amount of warriors, as well as it's a human that can help be drawn out from Winota. We also have 1 copy of Shatterskull Charger. This is really a card I was mostly trying out. I don't think it's that good, actually, because it sounds okay with Winota. You're like, okay, 3 mana, 4/3, you know, non-human. But the thing is, it returns to your hand if you don't pay 5 mana, so it essentially comes down in the same slot that Terror would, except it's not as good as Terror. So I was trying it out. I don't recommend it. Shatterskull, you know, cut this to add in more humans probably is what you're looking at, but yeah, I'm just being honest. Winota, I already went over. Haktos is another human you can grab out. Also, it's a 6/1, which means when it enters and you have the Terror down, you're dealing 6 points of damage, and then Haktos is getting swing off the Winota, so it's some pretty good eats. Kenrith, again, 5 points of damage from the Terror, and it's a 5/5 human to draw out off the Winota, not to mention the fact that you can also gain 5 life or give all your creatures trample and haste for 1 mana. We also have Purphoros, which is it's mostly a fun pick, but in all reality, it can also win you the game really quickly. So, you know, 5 mana comes down, it's indestructible, it's a 7/6, and it doesn't get to come out unless your Devotion to Red is 5 or higher, right? However, it gives all your other creatures haste constantly. So if you play down a Terror, boom, it can immediately attack. If you play down Winota, boom, it can immediately attack, which is really good. Following that, you can pay 3 mana and you can put a red creature or an artifact creature card from your hand onto the battlefield, sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. So theoretically, Purphoros is 5 mana, which means you have 5 lands. Play down Purphoros, you pay 3 mana to put a Winota down, and you swing in with your board, whatever it may be. You can still have 2 mana left over right after that to play an Embercleave if you have those, you know, 4 attacking creatures. Let's assume you have 2 basic ones already attacking because you need to proc the Winota. That's part of your plan. Winota's obviously attacking because you have the Purphoros, and if you hit anything, Purphoros might get turned online, and so you can attack with that as well. Anyways, what I'm saying is the Purphoros, while it seems sort of like, oh, hey, look, it's a fun play, it's actually pretty viable as well. Not to mention, again, say the situation is different, you can have a Purphoros down, pay 3 mana, get the Terror of the Peaks down, right? And now it's just down, and so whatever you play following that deals the damage, or if you proc a Winota following that, you know, it deals the damage. If you have that Terror down off the Purphoros, it can obviously attack, so that's pretty good. Next up, we have the Ox, so those rogue players, you know, won't hit you as hard. You can sort of mill your own graveyard, get this back, draw some cards. It is pretty good. Also another non-human, so it helps with the Winota. Honestly, if you do take out the Shatterskull, you might want to increase the number of Oxes, as I think it's a pretty good fit for the deck. 2 copies of Embercleave to help you finish it out. 1 copy of Amiria's Call to help It'll give your creatures indestructible, adds more warriors, all that kind of good stuff, right? And then the lands, you know, use the pathways if you got them, use the temples if you got them, use the fableds if you got them. And yeah, have fun. This was a super spicy, super strong deck, and when it hits, boy, it hits. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching. If you enjoyed, please be sure to hit the like button down below. Comment, of course, as per the usual. If you're new here and you want to see more content, as well as help support the channel through a completely free means, hit that subscribe button, as well as the bell icon that pops out afterwards. Now, we do have daily shows, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is right here live on the channel, so be sure you're checking for that. Hop in, say hey. Most mornings I'm there chatting, asking questions, or answering them, one of the two, right? 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We have budget videos that go live, and that's, of course, for all the newer players, or if you're just, you know, playing Magic and you don't want to spend a crap ton of wild cards or a crap ton of money on wild cards to get better decks. Check out those decks. I'm trying to make them, you know, mostly commons and uncommons, so everyone can scoop them up, so to speak. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching again, and without further ado, we're gonna dive right into some Magic. Minister, I like that. Minister. You know, we got a lot of Fables and Shatterskulls, but we do have the Winota, so I'm gonna keep it. We'll see. Probably go Fable Passage off the rip, maybe bolt in a Shatterskull. It's a maybe though. Opponent's playing Mill. I don't appreciate. Never mind, we're gonna go for the Temple off the bat. Hey, oh there we go. We managed to get there as far as the lands go, so I'm happy about it. The only bad thing is we have this Winota, but we have all humans. Now the good thing is we have Kargan, which boosts all warriors, and we do have all warriors here, so more Mill, you know, loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. So let's go and get down to Kargan, as it is big enough to deal with these secret keepers. Of course, I guess if we would season and could manage to hit another land, Kargan would be able to deal, or allow season, sorry, to deal with them as well. Either which way, we'll see. Opponent is doing a number on us as far as milling goes. There's another Winota, not exactly what we wanted to see, but you know, we'll try swinging in with the Kargan. They are going to block. If I pay one, I can't get another creature down. Alright, I think we just got to let them call our bluff, so to speak. Get down the season. There's the Ox. That's good at least. We definitely have enough cards to exile and get it on the board, right? So we probably want to get a Winota down before that Ox. Rune Crab. We all know it. We all hate it. What are we down to? 35? Okay. Should be it for him, right? No attacks. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and grab some mana here. Grab white mana. With our other Fabled, we can grab some more red mana. And that is our Winota. After that, we could potentially look at playing the Ox down. We'll see. Get down Winota this turn. Or I could go for the Scorching onto the Rune Crab, but I can't do anything after that. If I wait a turn, I can play down Emeria's Call plus Scorching Kargan. I do have a 6/6, but we can always defend with Season. Alright, I think we can just go for the Winota here. Still got a few cards in library to play with, right? a few. Alright, so they do have the Secret Keeper, the other one that can come down. Another land. Hey, there goes our Terror. Bastard. Bastard. Opt. I despise people that play Opt. I hate that card so much. When I first started playing Magic, I was like, this is a pretty good card. But over the years and years and years that I've seen Opt reprinted and reprinted and reprinted, I'm like, man, it's such a vanilla card. There's always something better. Anyways, opponent is milling us quite a bit here, so you know that's fun. That's good stuff. We're down to 21. That's fine. I didn't really want to play Magic anyways. I just wanted to sort of throw all my cards away. All right, bolt this in. Go for this. Take out Rune Crab. Or do I go for the Ox? The problem with the Ox is it kind of helps them. Am I right? Kind of sort of helps them. Now what we can do is with Kargan, pay 1 and make the Relic Golem unable to defend against warriors, right? And then we can swing in with all of our other stuff. That's still only 13 damage. 16, sorry. They drew a card, but the tutelages didn't proc for some reason. Oh, it must be an instant speed card. Maybe another op. That's pretty bad for us if it is another op. Or I guess it could be the Relic Golem proccing. Oh, God. Bastard. Into the roll, so they can bounce something here. They're not going to though, right? Right. They just wait. Okay. Well, that works for that. If I go ahead and pay 2 to take out the Chronicler, they will bounce something back to my hand. I don't know what it'll be. But let's see. Wait a minute. I want to do this properly. As if we leave 2 red mana, I can still cast the Ox, right? So they can't kick this, so they might not use their Into the Rule yet, actually. Also, I guess on our last turn, we could have went for the Kenrith, so as to set up for our Ox with haste. We'll see. Into the Rule. They're going to bounce their own creature. Alright. Well, that's fine by me. Do we go for the Ox? Do we slam a jam of the Ox? I think yes, but post-combat, right? So all in. Their 6/6 can't block any of my creatures. They can only block with the 0/4s. They'll probably block a 0/4 to the 3/3. And then maybe 1 to the Winota. 2 to the... Yeah, there. There you go. Alright, so we are going to put them down to 12 life. That's decent, at least. Decent in the very least. You know what? Let's go for the Ox. We didn't come here to not show up. I don't know why, but I can't choose my creatures when I'm doing this stuff. It's just a force of habit, you know what I mean? Anyways, Ox is coming down. We're going to discard the other Winota and the Kenrith. No biggie. Nothing but lands. Super happy to have discarded those 2 very usable cards for those 3 completely unusable cards. But you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles. I big brained that scry and I left the land on top because we secretly didn't want to land. So, yeah, you know, thinking a little bit. Anyways, the Chronicler is going to draw them another card theoretically. Nope, they hit nothing there. Fantastic. Rune Crab. Oh, that's not too bad either because that's not actually anything for them, right? Oh, it's back to my turn. Good game. I'll say. You're a coward. And we play this. No, come on, Minister. What's the matter? It's all fun and games when you're the one. When you're on the offensive. Whatever. Victory's a victory. And taking down a mill deck certainly feels fantastic. Abati? We're taking the mulligan. 2 lands. I can't do it. It's not good enough. Haktos, sorry. bro, but you gotta go. We're up against a Boros deck. Hey. I do enjoy a good Fervent Knight off the bat. Lets me know exactly where the opponent's at, right? They are in the mind state that they want to win, and they want to win quick. Still can't believe they haven't fixed the cat colors yet. They're just all grayed out. You take that damage from this Fervent, even if they turn around and shock your Selfless. It's a Hallowblade. Those are always good, fun stuff. I think we're gonna go for the Skyclave. Scorching would have been nice there, right? But it's okay. So we probably will Skyclave the Seasoned, right? We don't mind too much about the Fervent. If we can get something like an Anax or a Winota down, we can sort of deal with that. Now we could use our Selfless here to block. I'm going to take the 4. We can go down to 14. What do they got to follow? Fireblade Charger. It's not too threatening. And a Selfless. Selfless is more annoying than anything, but still won't stop our Skyclave from doing Skyclave stuff, so. It's decent. Their Selfless can't really swing in against our Skyclave. Their Fervent could potentially. We'll see. We shall see. But this is 2 creatures for the Winota to proc off of, so that's really good for us. Yeah, I think we just end turn. Alright, so on our next turn, we'll get down the Fabled, grab some red mana, so we'll have an even split. Get down the Winota. Probably swing all in. We'll have to see for sure. Shadow Spear. So this could go on the Selfless, and that would allow them to swing in with it. Of course, if they swing all in, they're dealing 4, puts us down to 10. We turn back around, swing all in. No, they're putting it on the Fervent. Okay. The lifelink is probably the most annoying part of that, right? Okay. Well, Fervent's getting stacked. Really? That one doesn't really make any sense to me. So I could block here with Skyclave and use Selfless to keep Skyclave alive. That only gives us 1 proc of the Winota. And we're kind of here to spin the wheel. Of course, they're stuck on 2 mana, so if I just like deal with what they have coming at me now, instead of letting it continuously broaden my face, that could be good too. Ah, fuck it. We came to play the lottery, let's play the lottery. The only bad thing is they didn't swing in with their Selfless, so their Selfless can still block my Selfless, which will make it to where my Winota can be, cared for come the next turn. So we'll get down Winota. I don't know that we're swinging in with Selfless. We might keep the Selfless back to make sure Winota stays alive, right? This we either get a Haktos or a Kargan. Kargan makes our Winota bigger, but Haktos is it's a Haktos, so yeah, we take those. We take those with joy. Alright. Pass it on. Pass it on. They're down to 14. Leveled the playing field a little bit. We still have our Winota. We still have our Skyclave. We can put down Anax on the next turn if we want to. Or if we want an additional proc of Winota, we can throw the Shatterskull down, right? Core Blade Master will give the Fireblade Charger double strike. But if we use Winota to block with it, then should be fine. It could kill the Skyclave, which is bad. But it's going to deal 4 damage to our face. So if I don't block, that's bad. If but do block. They will take out Skyclave, and we will have to use Selfless, so we won't have any creatures to proc Winota minus maybe the Shatterskull. But block the Fervent. We're taking 4 to face. Going down to 6. But I won't have to use Selfless. I mean, I could use Selfless to just block, right? And then I still have Skyclave left over. Ah, fuck it. This is how I want to do it. Even if they use the Selfless to protect their Fervent. They're thinking about it. If they do, though, that takes away an extra defender that they could potentially have, and they may, you know, at the end of the day, they may need it. They're not going to. They're giving up the Fervent Champion, and they can't re-equip Shadow Spear anywhere, right? Because it costs. Because it costs. Fervent's not a warrior. You silly goose. Okay, so we have to defend against the Fireblade. Oh, come on, Hobbit. You got 16 life left. What are you scared of? A little Winota puncheroo? Sim. Is it the Sims 1, 2, or 3? Or are you getting spicy? Is it Sims 4? We'll never know. We'll keep this hand. It has a decent layout of playables, creatures, lands. I think we'll be happy. Opponent ramping. That's to be expected. Do we allow the ramp to happen? That's the question. If I do, then I can play Selfless. Come next turn, I can use Skyclaves to take whatever they potentially play down. Or I can go and use Scorching onto the Caryatid and take out their ramp now before it ever gets off the ground. Or I can use Bonecrusher. Let's just use the Bonecrusher. It's cheap, it's easy, it's direct. Keeps them low. And obviously you don't want them to untap because then they can tap the Caryatid still. So they may play a 3-mana creature here like a Yorvo or something along those lines. And that's essentially what I was removing the Caryatid to avoid, right? Just didn't want any problems there. So again, we could use Skyclave here, but I think I'd rather go Selfless Scorching. Do need another red, so Selfless. We're also going to be able to hard play the Haktos, which is always fun, right? All right, Sim, show me what you got. Four mana on next turn means Haktos probably will be the most efficient play, unless of course we hit Winota, in which case she's coming down. Would love to see a chair. Woodland, they had 3 cards in their starting hand, all ramp spells. Ladies and gentlemen, that's okay. Let me rephrase. They may not have had all 3 of these that were in their starting hand, all 3 ramp, but they had at least 3 lands and, you know, some number of ramp creatures. So what else could they have minus something really, really big? Am I right? All right, so Haktos hit 3, which means Love Struck, Yorvo. I'm forgetting it. Garrick's Harbinger, right? All of these things should be able to block our Haktos. The nice thing is there's not really a 3-mana removal spell in green that I can think of. You know, there's like Rabid Bite, 2 mana. Ram Through, 2 mana, right? Bailoff Pack Hunter. What was that? What is it? Enters the battlefield, put 2/1 on each other creature you control named Bailoff Pack Hunter. Well, that's interesting. That's a nice for sure. That's a cool one. So we could go for the Warleader. We don't have anything left after that. I think we just go for the Kenrith. The ability to give all of our creatures haste, you know, from here on out. Sounds fantastic. Pay 1 mana and they all got haste. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Give me the terror, am I right? Give me the terror. Colossal Majesty. This feels like a beginner's deck, and now I feel really bad, you know? I feel terrible. But they do have the Golem guy, so they're like a new player that just came in and was like, I'm spending my money. Or is this part of the Mastery Pass? If that's part of the Mastery Pass, I can understand that, because, you know, the new player, it's a okay deal to have. Are you a warrior? You're a human noble. A human noble. Well, I'll tell you what, I don't want to discourage the new player, so I'm not gonna like, I don't want to play the Skyclave and be like, oh, I'm gonna take your pack hunter and leave you with the wooden one. I know I've already removed 2 of your creatures, but welcome to Magic. Ha ha ha. I mean, realistically though, I probably should, because everyone else is going to. Am I right? There's not a single other person in the arena that's gonna be like, yeah, I'll be merciful. I won't swing in on you. Of course, we're gonna swing in on them. We're not gonna play that merciful. I just won't play the Skyclave and demolish their chances, right? See, Stony Strength, give them a little something to fight back with. Okay, of course, it's not a whole lot. I know the game's over. Okay. I'm sorry, Sim. I didn't mean for it to pair us together. I don't know how it paired us together. I have Winota, Embercleave, Haktos, Terror of the Peaks in my deck. Why is it pairing me versus the brand new mono green arena beginner deck? You know? Doesn't make any sense. GG, Sim. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you had to experience that. That's a rough one. Wildfire. We can't keep this. We don't have a good spread of the mana. This still isn't really a good spread of the mana, but y'all know me. I'm not the type to mulligan everything away, so I'm gonna get rid of the Scorching, even though my gut says get rid of the Purphoros, because I want Purphoros. You know, I want that Winota into Purphoros combo. It would be really cool if I could hit it. If we could hit it and quit it. So we got a Fireblade, and we got the Skyclave, which means if we do hit a Winota, we got some stuff to proc her, so that's good. Of course, we will need another white mana for the Skyclave, in order for that to come down. Opponent's looking awfully roguish. I don't quite appreciate. We're gonna go for the Selfless and see if it can manage to land. They can't use a Drown and lock, and I mean, moreover, why would you, right? So it does land. I am going to bolt this in, and then I'm going to swing in. Because I got a good feeling that 2 mana is for a creature, right? That's right, I bolted it. Let's see if you want to play your rogue at instant speed now, ha ha ha. If it's not a rogue, I'm going to feel a little silly after having taunted them so long, and I do apologize. But y'all know me, it's when we sit down to play a match of Magic, we are playing a game, and we are there to have fun, so shit talking and all that is completely allowed, and 1000% encouraged, right? Obviously, don't go off the tracks with it, you know, don't say some actual hurtful stuff, but you know, Magic, me and you need to sit down and have a little talk, okay? Have a little chatteroo. Cause I gotta say, I don't appreciate you giving me a Haktos and just taunting it, knowing that I already needed the white mana, and now you're like, now you really need a chance. You got 2 stellar plays if you can just find the plains. Plains to play. Plains to play. I mean, I think we let that resolve, right? They paid 2 mana to take out their own creature. Sure, they took out my little 1/1, but It just seems a little strange, right? So they're definitely trying to save some mana for the counter magic on something important of my own. Ha! Joke's on you, I don't have anything important. Now is when they're going to get down their creatures, because they should be able to get down the creatures. They know that I don't have mana to counter it, so we can't swing in with the Selfless. We got to leave it alone. Oh, but when I find that 4th land, Wildfire, if it's not red mana, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to be in some big trouble. It's actually a Slitherwisp. You know, I'm actually happier to see Slitherwisp than just straight up rogues. At least with Slitherwisp, there may be something interesting in there, you know? Of course, they do get to draw cards and deal damage off of every flash card, which isn't fantastic, but bolting in a land themselves. Alright. And another Slitherwisp, because why not? They definitely got to have some counter magic for that 2 mana there, right? Lofty Denial or Heartless Act, something of power. Or maybe it's just another flash spell. Either which way, we do have the Scorching that can come back and take out one of the Slitherwisp. Sorry. I'm just rather bored. I don't know what the opponent's doing. I don't know what they're contemplating. I have 0 clues or ideas as to what could be happening. They're going to try swinging in with the Slitherwisp. I say we block. Now, they may try to pump fake us by passing the damage, in which case we're going to pass the damage, right? Outthink the thinker. Omen of the Sea. Psych, they're just going to draw a little Cardarino. A little Cardaroskian. Draw a few cards is what I meant by that. Alright, well there's one Slitherwisp dealt with. On the next turn we can deal with the other one, right? Especially if we can hit some white mana. White mana? That's the way the cookie crumbles. That is the way Lay Cookie crumbles. Alright, well we're taking them down to 12. No lands for the lonely. Top 10 cards, we've seen 30%. Yeah, we have a little bit better odds than that, I think. We got 26 in the deck now, so should be left battlefield. Is it saying where it's at or that it left the battlefield? Probably that it was on the left side of the battlefield. Hey, it's tapped, but it is land. And for that, we celebrate. We celebrate. Alright, Kargan, you go. You go and you go strong. They're taking it. They're taking it. Probably should have plussed up there so I could have dealt 4. It is actually a whole turn difference, so. Whoops. Oh boy, oh boy. Soaring Thought Thief. I am so surprised. You really came out of left field. Here I was thinking you were playing Dimir. You know, I don't know. I'm obviously tired of this morning. I don't have anything to come up with off the top of my head. I was gonna say something, but it was all food. It was like Dimir Cheerios, Dimir Donuts, and I was like, damn, Jans, you need some breakfast. That is basically what's happening right now. Alright, Wildfire. Oh, I also should start doing this. Y'all gotta remind me. Well, I guess it's not really your job. It's definitely my job. But if I can remember, I should start putting in the title of my streams when it's going to be a short one, because sometimes I plan on having short streams, and I know that, so I should let you know that I know that, right? Now, they got a lot of mana. It's a flash player. They definitely have the counter magic, right? I say we swing it with the Kargan and see what they threaten, so to speak, right? I mean, if they let it ride, we're kicking them down to 6 health, so I was about to say, I highly doubt that. We let that resolve. They definitely still have counter magic, right? Well, fuck it. Let's go for the Purphoros. If we're going to be countered, let's play everything, you know? Like, because 4 mana, what does that do? Leave us with 1 mana? 3 mana leaves us with 2 mana. But none of that is good enough, really. Yeah. Essence Scatter. I hate to see it, but it is what it is. We're down 13 opponents, down to 9. What is our best route here? Scrying 1 to the top. That's not it. Skyclave, take soaring. Yikers, that's a lot of damage. They passed that. So they gotta have another drown or a heartless, something that interacts with creatures, right? Otherwise, I don't think it would continuously stop such like that. Alright, well, let's see if Haktos can land. If it's not a drown, we're lucky. If it is... Sorry. Hey, hit 4. 4 is good because most of the time they have the 2s, right? Of course, they could have a Hogger Mauling, in which case that's a 4. 3 is enough for their soaring Sablaka, so I'm kind of happy that it hit the 6. Or the 4, I mean. We do have an Embercleave, so theoretically, if they could not have counter magic, doubt it, and we could swing in and Haktos lives, we could win the game. Theoretically. Theoretically. Now, they could also have 2 soarings come down theoretically, and that would allow them to win the game, right? Boost their damage right up to 5. These Guild Enforcer. Not enough to block against our Haktos, but again, they really just need the counter magic for the Embercleave, so. We'll see, we'll see. Pretty much gotta lay all our cards on the table this turn. It's a close one, I will say that, you know, for it to be versus rogues, we're not getting blown out of the water, right? We have like a route, a line, a chance at victory. Potentially. I don't like when they hover my Haktos, certainly doesn't make me feel good. They are hovering it hard. Hovering it hard. Okay, Wildfire. Any day now. There we go. 4 cards. What are the odds that one of them is counter magic? Do y'all want to play this fun game with me of guess the counter magic card? Oh, don't be a... Oh, Brazen won't work either, right? Because it's 4, so... Swing. Next to blocks. It's still going through so far. Let's do it. Embercleave. They have 4 chances at a counter spell here. Come on, no counter magic. Hit that resolve, baby. Hit it. Come on. I just now noticed also, Embercleave has like fire going over it over here. I never noticed that before. But you know, when it's standing there for a good 30 seconds to a minute, you can really take in the full detail, the full effect of the mythic. I don't think they have counter magic, right? They surely, either if they do, they're building me up in such a horrible, suspenseful way. I just, I can't stand it. And if they don't, woohoo! We just beat rogues that came out with some pretty good rogue stuff, right? Like they had the Slither Wisps, they drew tons of cards. Oh man, No way do we win this easy, right? Like, they have full, almost full untapped 8 mana, you know? 4 cards in hand. Oh, rogues, come on, don't rope. You already get a bad rap. You see, this is why people hate rogues players, because they're like, they're whiny losers. Maybe they got disconnected, you know, I don't know. Maybe they have the counter magic and they got disconnected, and I'm just shit talking, and I shouldn't be. But I certainly don't appreciate being roped, if that is what's going on, you know. We fought hard, we fought a good battle up against a good deck, and now we're being punished. Let's see. You can always tell a roper as they'll generally start moving around the end here, but no, it looks like they may have just disconnected. It seems like an awfully inconvenient time to... Yeah, okay. Alright. Okay. That feels like a rogues player. To rope you till the end of the timer and then counter it.